Hello students, this is consumption and investment function. So the primary macroeconomic goal is acceleration of the growth of national income. National income comprises of consumption goods as well as investment goods. So we should know about the relation between consumption and income, investment and income. Both are studied under consumption function and investment function. How does they affect consumption as well as investment? That is how income is related with consumption is consumption function. So Keynes has propounded the fundamental psychological law of consumption, which form the basis of consumption function. He stated that the fundamental psychological law upon which we are entitled to depend with great confidence, both prior from the knowledge of our human nature and the knowledge of all the basic knowledge of detailed facts of experience, say that men are disposed by law and on average to increase their consumption expenditure when income increases, but not as much as the increase in the income. This is the fundamental psychological law given by Keynes, that is men are disposed as a rule and an average increase their consumption expenditure when income increases, but not as much as the increase in income. So this law implies there is a tendency on part of human being, when income increases, he increases the consumption, that is consumption expenditure. So this law has been based on three assumptions, that is one is ceteris paribus, then normal conditions, and then existence of laissez-faire policy. Okay, what is this ceteris paribus? The other variables such as income distribution, taste, habit, price movement, population growth, they do not change, and consumption depends on income alone. Consumption depends only on income. All the other variables do not change. Okay. Next one, existence of normal condition. Suppose any abnormal condition like hyperinflation or war or anything happens, this law cannot be applied. That is only under normal condition. When there is increase in income, consumption will increase. And third one is existence of laissez-faire capitalist economy. So this law operates in a rich capitalist economy where government does not interfere on economic activity. Okay. So there is no interference by the government on any expenditure. Government expenditure is nil. Okay. Only when there is an increase in income, people will be free to spend on consumption. When these three assumptions are followed, then this Keynesian psychological law of consumption function will operate. So this law has three propositions, that is when income increases, consumption increases, but not to the level of increase in income. Consumption increases but not to the level of increase in income. That is because Keynes says that when income increases little by little, our wants get satisfied. So what happens? More than that, when income increases, people don't spend all the money on consumption. Then second one, the increased income is being proportionately given for consumption and saving. A part of income is being consumed and a part is being saved. And the third proposition that says that increase in income always lead to increase in consumption as well as increase in saving. The three propositions are explained in the table as well as in the diagram. See here, income increases from 120 to 180 and 240. Okay, the same way consumption also increases from 120 to 170 and then 220, and saving increases from 0 to 10 and then 20. That is, when the income is 120 crores, consumption is 120 crores, there is no saving. Okay, that when we see the diagram I will explain to you. Okay, so when income increases 60 crores, consumption also increases, but all the 60 crores are not spent on consumption. A part of the increased income is spent on saving. That is, 10 crores are spent on saving. Only 170 are spent on consumption. There is an increase in the consumption expenditure. When income increases from 120 to 180, consumption increases only to 170, and the balance 10 is saved. So Y is equal to C plus S. Income is equal to consumption plus saving. So when income increases from 180 to 240, again that is 60 crores has been proportionately spent on increase in income as well as increase in saving. When income increases, consumption increases as well as saving also increases. That is from 170 to 20, and saving is increased to 20 crores. Now this is explained in the diagram. In the diagram, this x-axis represents income and y-axis represents consumption and saving. X-axis represents income, y-axis represents consumption and saving. When this income is 120 crores, all the 120 are spent on consumption. So this 45-degree line that indicates all the income are spent on consumption, that is C is equal to Y. All the income are spent on consumption. Any point on this line that indicates consumption is equal to income. All the money earned by the individual or by the country, it is spent on consumption goods. So on this 45-degree line, all the income are spent on consumption. And this line that starts from here, that is, even if the income is zero, some autonomous expenditure is made by everybody. So that is called a autonomous expenditure. Okay, so that line starts from here until it reaches this point. All the income is spent on consumption, and there is this deviation from this, and consumption line goes like this, and this line is consumption line. So C is equal to A plus, there is a change in this consumption pattern, so that is called A plus BY. So what is this? B stands for, B is equal to marginal propensity to consume. That is nothing but there is a change in the consumption when there is a change in the income. There is a change in consumption due to change in income. That is called marginal propensity to consume. That has been explained by J.M. Keynes very well. That is, when income increases, consumption also increases. When there is a change in income, change in the consumption expenditure. So here, how will we calculate? That is, C is equal to A plus BY. Okay, consumption line starts from here. So when it touches this line, 45-degree line, that is where income is equal to consumption, all the income is spent on consumption. 120, 120, all the income spent on consumption. When income increases to 180, see this point, when income increases to 180, okay, so what happened? 10 crores are saved. So at the first point here, when income increases, from 120 to 180, consumption increases only 120 to 170. So that is income increases from 120 to 180. How much? 60 crores are increased. Here consumption increases from 120 to 170 only, that is 50 crores only. Okay, so what is marginal propensity to consume is equal to change in consumption is 50 divided by change in income is 60. That is why in the equation you are getting C is equal to 20 plus 5 by 6y. That is written here. C is equal to 20 plus 5 by 6y. Clear? Students, now I will draw one line that is not drawn in your book, but for your understanding I am just drawing this. That is, now we say that when income increases, consumption is also increasing. Okay, so that line is not there in your book, but when you draw a parallel line to this consumption line, you will get a line that is called a saving line. Now listen, this is consumption line, isn't it? C is equal to A plus BY. B stands for marginal propensity to consume. Marginal propensity to consume is equal to change in consumption to a change in income. So here this line is called saving. Yes, it is because when a part of income is being consumed, another part is being saved, isn't it? Yes. So what is this? Yes. Here for consumption there is an autonomous expenditure made. That autonomous expenditure cannot be made, that becomes negative, isn't it? So this is minus A here. So saving is equal to minus A. C is equal to A. S is equal to minus A plus. This is marginal propensity to consume. So when a consumer will start saving only when his income increases. That is, at this point when this all the money is spent on consumption, he cannot save anything. So saving becomes 0 at this point. So what happened to saving? Saving is negative, that becomes minus A. So here marginal propensity to consume, here marginal propensity to save. There is a change in the amount being saved when income increases, isn't it? When all the income is spent on consumption, there is no saving, it is 0 saving. When income increases, some amount is being saved, isn't it? Yes. So that is called marginal propensity to save. So what is this marginal propensity to save? That is equal to change in saving due to change in income. So then marginal propensity to consume plus marginal propensity to save will become 1. Okay, good explanation we will see in the next topic. Okay, but this line is the saving line. Yes, line. This is consumption, this is saving. Thank you, students.